Welcome to Mike Dub 27 Day Trader, and how is everyone doing this evening? So, today, what we're going to be looking at is a couple of things. But first, I know what y'all want to see. Let's see how Lucid is doing. So, let's go ahead and take a look over here. And I said in a earlier video titled How to Day Trade Lucid that Lucid has been having some little bit of movement between 10, 15 cents a day. And that with enough money, you could go ahead and day trade that. So let's see how that's been working. All right, let's just take the week. All right, so if you go back to May, let's just say 6 days ago. So May 20th, it was at 277. So if you had got in at 277, you could have got out at 299 that same day. So let's say 21st, you would have wanted to wait for it to get as low as it could, 276. Then you would have had to just stick it out. And we're still sticking it out. That's why I wouldn't have got in. Definitely don't get in when it's in the 270s. You want to get in when it's in at least 260s or 250s, something like this. And really that just comes down to being able to look at the candles as well. So for instance, if I'm following the candles and MACD, none of this stuff right here is impressing me, just for the simple fact that the MACD isn't following it. You see what I'm saying? But once you start seeing MACD starting to take over, you see, get you about 3 MACDs in a row. That's at 257. And then get out at around 260. Make you about 3 cents off of that. Even right here, that big MACD right there at 253. Notice it's not going back down, it's just going sideways. That's because we're on a holiday weekend, so nobody's trading. But come Monday, people are going to be looking at that 255. And that's probably going to have some potential to go upwards right there. So the fact that it went down to 255 means I'm going to go ahead and, but it's staying there. I'm going to go ahead and change this to 255. And then when it comes to above, I'm going to do 275. Make my 20-cent movement off of that right there. Just because it's nothing changing. Ooh, the market cap went down a little bit. That could be a reason. Let's see what the Motley Fool is saying. Prediction: Lucid Group stock is a buy before August the 4th. So why is it saying it is a buy before August the 4th? And this is good news too. Lucid Group stock is a buy before August the 4th. But let's see. Nope, not interested. Here we go. Lucid stock has been volatile since 2025, so far during 2025, with shares gyrating between $2 and $3.50. And while shares look expensive, according to some metrics, sales growth is expected to explode higher in both 2025 and 2026. In fact, there are 3 compelling reasons to consider buying more Lucid shares before the company's next earnings call, which is expected to occur sometime in August the 4th. Lucid sales growth is about to surge. In general, investing in electric car stocks can be tricky, but the upside potential is clearly gigantic. Just take a look at Tesla's historic rise. Since 2010, Tesla shares have risen in value by more than 26,000%. Yet, over that time period, more than a dozen EV startups have gone bankrupt. That's the key with a lot of these EV startups, man. A lot of them don't make it. Tesla almost didn't make it. If you remember the story of how Elon Musk basically had to bet on himself. What determines whether an EV startup becomes the next Tesla rather than go bankrupt? As Tesla has proven, one of the keys is to release new vehicles, especially affordable ones like the Model Y and Model 3. That's exactly what Lucid is hoping to replicate in the coming years. And that's the key. Not every vehicle that you're putting out can be 70,000. You need some 50,000 vehicles. You need some 40,000 vehicles. The market where it is right now with inflation, you're probably not going to get a 30,000 vehicle, unless you're looking for a Nissan Leaf. But you can definitely get it around 30 or 40,000, especially when it comes to just somehow creating a less expensive way of being able to build a vehicle, with manufacturing and things like that. But yeah, so things are looking up for old Lucid. Me, on the other hand, I'm back on the XRP kick. I got it when it was at around 230. It's at 233 right now. Of course, they charge you that 1% purchase fee. So, but I'm waiting for it to see what it's gonna do, especially with everything going on right now with crypto, and I'm trying to do a crypto reserve and things like that. I'm gonna see what happens. Plus, on the 22nd, it hit $2.47. So I want to be available when it does that again. Yeah. On another note, let's see. Got some stocks here. I got a position in Allergen right now. It's at 107. I'm a little down on that. I want to say I got it when it was at 109. But that's fine because eventually it's going to get back up to 110, 116. And you're talking about a stock with market cap of 227 million, average value 4.29 million, and 86% buy, 14.3% hold, and nobody saying sell. He did better at his last earnings report. This is one of them ones that I look forward to seeing hit $2 again, maybe $2.84 again, maybe $3.42 again. And who knows, maybe into the double digits. Especially with everybody saying buy. At one point in time, this stock was $48. So we're gonna see what happens with this. I'm gonna hang around that one. I may try to work this one all the way up. Another one I'm looking at. This is Lucid Diagnostic. This one's doing very good. It is 172 million market cap. PE ratio is kind of low. Average value about 1.20 million. As long as it's in the millions, I'm okay with that. Those are just all day grinders. 100% buy right here. So I want to see what's going on. Why are these analysts saying it's a buy? Why are all these guys right here buying, triple, six-figure shares of this particular stock. Something's about to shoot up and I want to be part of that. So I'm keeping that one too. And then this one is the one that I'm basically sticking with till the end of the year. We're going to see what United Healthcare looks like come December this year. I was able to get it at around, I want to say, where it's at, 295 or something like that. I was able to get into it at around 295. But you're talking about a stock that was 1 month ago was in the 400s, you know, and 3 months ago was almost at 600 at 599. A year ago was at 614. So this one literally dropped 50%. Let's see, 72% buy, 17% hold, 10% sell. When it comes to the fair market value, they're saying 473. We don't know what the earnings report is going to be, but if you can see right here, it's been consistent for a while. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to see what happens with this stock that's down 50%. And we're going to see if it can cover up some ground. It's almost 50% of my portfolio right here. But like I said, I'm sticking in this one for the long run. That's one thing I've noticed with when it comes to trading. It's cool to have some day traders, but you got to have some long goals as well. My long goals are United Healthcare, maybe in Lucid Diagnostics, day trade in Allergen, and of course, day and swing trade in XRP. So we're gonna see what happens. Otherwise, hopefully everybody has a good weekend. Don't forget to like, don't forget to follow. This is Mike Dub, 27 Day Trader, and I'm out. Deuces.